In our first story, slain Army officer Captain Maxwell Adam Mahama has been posthumously promoted to the rank of Major. President Akufo-Addo announced this together with other packages when he visited the late Army officer's home at Bema Camp, where the family was observing a one-week celebration since his passing. Major Mahama was lynched by a mob who said they mistook him for an armed robber in Dentraboise in the Central Region. The horrific incident has been widely condemned, with many calling for the speedy prosecution of perpetrators of the acts.
Some of the things that we can do to express to you our solidarity, our sympathy, our very deep sympathy. I've decided that on Friday, your husband be given a full state burial. The entire panoply of the Ghanaian state will be there on Friday, at the State House, with the sound of the trumpets and everything, to bid him farewell. The Chief of Defense Staff made a recommendation to me today that he wanted your husband to be promoted posthumously, and he gave his reasons. I have the authority as the Commander-in-Chief to do that, and I have done so. Promoted him to the rank of Major. I've signed the papers and the certificate. I believe it's even here. I'm going to present it to you. So from now on, we're not talking about Captain Mahama, we're talking about Major Adam Mahama. And at the meeting of the cabinet that I've just come from, the cabinet agreed that we should also erect a monument, an appropriate and suitable monument in his honor in Ghana, so that his memory will stay. And then again, like I say, everything that we can do can never fill the gap, but it'll be a demonstration of how the Ghanaian people feel about what has happened to him. We decided to set up a memorial trust fund in honor of Captain Maxwell Adam Mahama. Major, sorry, I've forgotten myself, of Major. In the cabinet, we agreed the government will provide some seed money for the trust fund. The trust fund is going to be chaired, the Board of Trustees is going to be chaired by the Minister for Defense, the Honorable Dominic Nitiwo. Both sides of Parliament are going to be represented on the board. The chairman of the Select Committee on Defense, Seth Achampong, MP from Praeso, and then the ranking member from the minority side, James Agalka, has also agreed to serve on the Board of Trustees. And then the Tumukuro, Richard Bambini, is also a member of the Board of Trustees. And the other person is Grace Bediako, who was the former government statistician. She's also agreed to serve. All of these, when I asked them today, they were honored. They thought it was the least they could do to agree to serve on as members of the Board of Trustees of the Memorial Trust Fund. Government has decided to give 500,000 cedis as seed money to the trust fund. Look after you and your children. I myself have given a modest amount of 50,000 cedis as my personal contribution.
Meanwhile, an Accra District Court has adjourned to 21st of June 2017 the case between the state and some 34 suspects who have been picked up in connection with the lynching of Major Mahama, who was fighting against Galamsey in the Central Region. His Worship Kwekwan signed a 13-minute hearing ordered that the 34 suspects be sent back to police custody to help with investigations. Latif Idris was there and has filed the following report.
So it took just 13 minutes for the hearing between the state and the 34 suspects who have been picked up in connection with the gruesome murder of late Captain Adams Maxwell Mahama at the Accra Central District Court. The charges were two. First was the count of conspiracy to commit murder, and the second count was murder. Now, the suspects were not made to make any comments. The charges were read to them, and the prosecutor made a plea to the sitting judge and asked that the case be adjourned to either the 21st or the 22nd of June this year, 2017. Now, after listening to the prosecutor's narrative, the sitting judge has granted that the case involving the 34 suspects in connection with the gruesome murder of late Captain Adam Maxwell Mahama be adjourned to the 21st of June 2017. And in the background, you can see the residents around here who have also gathered here in their numbers, very angry with these 34 suspects. They are just raining insults on them.
Because of they killed the person, innocent person. Why? Why? They don't have feelings. They don't have sympathy.
I can see you are very passionate about this. If these guys are left in your hands, what exactly will you do to them?
I'll kill them. Why? I'll use gun and kill them.
Then you are committing the same crime they commit.
I know. Then I'm going to inside. I know because of them. If it is me and I'm the government, I'll deal with them. I won't leave them. Because the person when they kill is innocent person. Innocent person. They don't have feelings. They don't have anything because of their child. They leave the child small because they don't have feelings.
Do you know the late captain?
Oh God, no.
You didn't know him?
No.
So,
a woman being. Look at the way I'm crying because of the innocent person. Look at the way I'm crying. Look at the way I'm crying. How do you feel if it is you? How do you feel? How do you feel about this? Oh God.
What are you
Because they are not nice. God have mercy. God have mercy. God have mercy.
Look at them.
We are human beings. No. We are human beings. You have to be stupid. You have to do something. But it's not this.
You never talk sour.
Look at these are close residents at the district courts who have gathered here in their numbers. They are incensed about these 34 suspects. And you just heard from one of them who says that if these 34 suspects are left under her care, she will do to them exactly what they did to the late captain. And that is the sense you get here on the ground if you interact with all the residents who have gathered here, both young and old.
Cocoa has obviously been one of the key contributors to Ghana's GDP over the years. Farmers who cultivate the cash crop have always complained their effort have not been adequately rewarded. There's, however, an attempt to make things right with the unveiling of a development fund. Mondelez International, in partnership with Child Rights International, launched the 24th Year Development Fund to support the first batch of 70 children of cocoa farmers. Patricia Gasu has more.
70 children from 447 cocoa growing communities in Ghana have been selected on a pilot-based benefit from formal education as well as technical and vocational training and apprenticeship, with the expectation of promoting the rights of children in those areas. The beneficiaries will also receive career guidance through a mentorship program.
The support is irrespective of their academic brilliance or otherwise. Most of the time you hear support, educational support targeting brilliant but needy children. That phrase is not in our vocabulary. For we know that many are the children who may not exhibit brilliance due to their needy status and will become brilliant when given opportunities such as this fund offers. Consequently, the main objective of the fund is to protect and promote the rights of children in cocoa growing communities. This will be achieved through the following sub-objectives: build intellectual and skills capacity of children in cocoa growing communities, support children to pursue higher academic laurels, equip young people with skills for livelihood through apprenticeship, empower young people with interest in cocoa farming to produce quality cocoa sustainability, reduce the incidence of out-of-school children, and reduce the practice of child labor in cocoa growing areas.
Former Chief Executive Officer of Cocoa Board, Anthony Fofie, who the fund was named after, said he has seen and witnessed the hard work of the beneficiaries and believes the fund will go a long way to calm their burdens.
Indeed, the condition in which families live mimics my deprived childhood, as I said, and I empathize with them greatly. I take this opportunity, therefore, to commend Mondelez International for the unrelenting efforts, not only in the growth of the cocoa sector, but also in addressing the socio-economic problems that affect the sector. I believe in education, developing the skills of youth and giving every child the opportunity to unearth their hidden talents.
Ruth Addison is a child rights advocate. She has called on the beneficiaries to attach priority to their education.
You are privileged to be getting this fund coming your way, so please don't disappoint us. Make us proud. You know, the sky and beyond should be your limit. Make us proud. It doesn't matter where one is coming from. Once you set high standards and goals for yourself, you can achieve it.
The Tony Fofie Child Development Fund is guided by child protection principles. The fund is developed based on a commitment to ensure children's right to education is realized. The fund will also take steps to preserve the dignity and privacy of children.
Elsewhere, head of the local government service, Nanato Arthur, has expressed concern over the unhealthy practice where some local government officials post on social media untruths about the service. A case in point was the supposed transfer of coordinating directors of the various assemblies in the country that was posted on various platforms administered by some staff, which turned out to be false. Nanato Arthur, who gave the warning at his first meeting with some key staff of the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council and municipal as well as district assemblies, said he will be forced to crack the whip if the situation persists.
Head of the local government service, Dr. Nana Ato Arthur, said his focus will be on 6 thematic areas, which included building the capacities of local government staff to promote ICT, to improve the revenue mobilization of assemblies, and to strengthen the planning units of the various regional coordinating councils and metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies. On the issue of government policy, to have metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives elected by next year, he posited that key staff of MMDAs will be oriented and positioned to provide the necessary support for the policy to take off to deepen accountable local governance and transparency. Dr. Nana Ato Arthur, however, drew the attention of the staff to an unhealthy practice where some staff of the local government service hurriedly post untruths on their social media platforms, which he urged them to put a lid on, otherwise he will crack the whip.
The social platforms that we have created, anything from local governments that you put on a platform, engineering platform, planning platform, those things are unhealthy. You receive a letter from local government service, somebody has been transferred from Golu to Wa, there's a platform. What for? What for? Is that what we are to use the platform for? Somebody has done something in Accra. He's to be posted to somewhere. Somebody is to go there. You have your letter, it's on a platform. What kind of platform is that?
He tasked the various coordinating directors to seriously advise their district chief executives for them not to award projects that are beyond their budgetary allocation.
You have a common fund allocation of 5 million Ghana cedis. 2 releases have already come, leaving 2 releases. In August, September 2016, going for elections, you award contract to the tune of 5 million Ghana cedis. Already, your 5 million Ghana cedis, you received 2 releases, so about 2.5 had already come. Remaining 2.5. And according to that, engineers and DCs are coming together, awarding another 5 million Ghana cedis contract. When this continues, please, we shall sanction all of you.
Upper West Regional Minister Suleiman Al-Hassan mentioned litany of challenges that are hindering the coordinating and monitoring role of the Upper West RCC and called on the local government service to quickly act on them. Reporting for J News, Rafiq Salam.
Workers of the Shanji Mining Company at Gbani in the Talensi district of the Upper East region are worried an indefinite suspension imposed on the operations could soon result in tragedy in the town. The government last month ordered the mine support service firm to halt its operations to allow for investigations into a recent blast by the company that resulted in the deaths of some local miners working in a nearby pit. The workers say the local miners have been sneaking into their shaft to carry out illegal blast and steal ore at the peril of their lives. Albert Sori is our Upper East regional correspondent.
In April this year, 7 men said to be legal miners died in a mine accident believed to have occurred as a result of a wrong underground blast. The miners were working in a pit near a concession where the Shanji Mining Company, a Chinese mine support firm, works for 2 licensed small-scale miners. In separate interviews with Joy News, local miners blamed the Shanji Mining Company for the accident, while the company denied the accusations. This was not the first time such deaths had occurred, and the company accused. Lands and Natural Resources Minister John Peter Amewu subsequently wrote to the Shanji Mining Company, directing it to suspend operations indefinitely to allow investigations into the matter. Workers of the Shanji Mining Company now say the few of them who have been charged to stay and watch over the concession have been overwhelmed by some of the local miners who have taken advantage of government's delay in carrying out the investigations to mine on their concession. They spoke at a press conference.
Our mine has been terribly occupied by illegal miners. The few staffs kept to maintain and care for the mine have been overwhelmed by hundreds of illegal miners who evade the underground workings, blast support pillars, break equipment and electrical fittings, steal ore, and dangerously prevent men from pumping water. This action of theirs will cause the following if not checked immediately. Mine is weakened following the blasting of the support pillars. This can cause caving in any moment. The use of miners by the illegal miners, kingpin, poses danger to their operation. They are inexperienced and will one day blast themselves up.
The workers also lament government's delay has brought them untold hardships.
We are not working. So where are we going to get the money to feed our wife or children and then our family? So we are pleading the minister to at least give us or help us to come back to work. So this is what I have to do.
We are appealing to the minister that let us come back and then start because it's not just at all for us. As we are sitting in the house, we have wives, children, and parents taking care of them. And all these things, if we are not working, we can't get.
And Albert Sori's reports will end the bulletin for now, but you know that we always have lots more stories on myjoyonline.com. We'll visit the page in a bit. But I've got to say good morning to you, late comer Roland Walker.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Like I'm never late.
Yeah. We have some newspapers next.
Yeah.
And we have to put in the money always.
So we've got our little money moment coming up where we contribute 20 Ghana cedis each into our money box. But we've got to tell you what to expect here on the show On AM Talk, Roland Walker would sit with Mr. Roxin Dafiamakpov, who is a member of parliament for South Dai, and also Andrew Ejapa Mesa is member of parliament for Sekendi. Both lawyers, by the way. So it will be a great conversation. And then the 2017 Basic Education Certificate exams, which started yesterday, will continue today. Will be live from some centers here in the capital.
But we're also talking about John News' latest Hotline documentary. It's by one of our leading investigative reporters, and Kwete Nate has headlined this, Gold in the Gulf. Well, I have a friend who currently is also one of them, but this time Kwete Nate is telling the story of how young Ghanaian girls are lured into the Gulf states. I usually will refer to them as the Gulf states and the rest of the Emirati. But this one looks like Malaysia, I think.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this one is a Gulf state. Tells the story of how young Ghanaian girls are lured into the Gulf states, the Emiratis, the rest of the Arab world, etc., and are maltreated. And we showed you excerpts on Monday. And today, we'll show you what you missed on Monday.
Yeah.
And the good thing is we'll also be opening the phone lines.
Yeah, what it means is, you know, we showed the excerpts, but the full documentary aired at 6:30 p.m. yesterday. There's a continuation of that, 6:30 p.m. today. So you can start all the conversations with us here on the AM show. We'll also speak to a gender advocate. This issue comes up every now and then. I remember a lawyer advocating that visas to such countries should be properly scrutinized. But there are people who, irrespective of what you say, they still would go. I am sure there's somebody watching us right now who would say that.
Want to go?
Mama V. Roland, I don't
go and
care
collect
what
a
people say.
So-called $1,000 wage every month.
Listen,
which really doesn't
it's not
happen.
all negative. That's what some people will tell you. Some people return with some good news. So the stories are not the same. So there are people who won't believe what you say.